you ever read a poem or looked at a painting and thought, what in the world does that mean? And it doesn't matter how many times you read it or how long you stare at that painting, it's almost meaningless to you. And you figure, the only way I'm ever going to make sense of this is if I can talk to the poet. If I could sit down with a poet and have him or her explain it to me, or if I could have the artist point out what in the world they were trying to do with all that. If I can't talk to the artist, I'm not going to get the perspective. There's so much about our world, there's so much about our life that is is hard for us to comprehend. In fact, there are a lot of things that we don't know at all. Then there are a lot of things that we think we know that we don't, that we're wrong about. And then there's a lot of stuff that we only kind of know about. If you went into a library in Rome or Athens or Madrid in the 1400s and you asked to see a map of the world, all that map would have would be three continents. There'd be Europe, Asia, and Africa, and that's it. That's because that was the world to them. And they didn't even know about the Americas and Australia and all kinds of other parts of the world. Those things hadn't been discovered yet. And so they were ignorant about all that. There are things we don't know. And then there's also stuff that we think we know that we're wrong about. In the Middle Ages, they believed that the earth was the fixed point in the universe and that the sun revolved around the earth. And of course, that was wrong. It's the earth that revolves around the fixed point of the sun. About that, they were entirely wrong. And then there's stuff that we only kind of know about or only kind of see. If you can only see in two dimensions and you were to take a look at this, you would either see a triangle or a circle, depending on your vantage point. And in that sense, I guess you wouldn't be wrong perfectly because of your limitations, but it's actually, we know it's not a triangle or a circle, but rather a cone. It's something entirely other. And unless you have that better understanding or viewpoint, you'd never know that. There's so much in life, and there's so much in our understanding of God and the world and the times that we're living in that's similarly very, very incomplete. There's a lot of stuff we just don't know anything about. There's stuff that we are awfully wrong about, and there's stuff that we only kind of get. It's really important for us to take advantage of the blessing of the Holy Spirit, to be that teacher. Just like we'd love to talk to the poet or the painter, wouldn't you love to talk to God and find out what in the world is going on here, and to have him point things out and help you to make sense of everything? This is a point Jesus was making when he told us this parable in Luke chapter 6. It says he also told them a parable. Can a blind man lead a blind man? Will they not both fall into a pit? A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone, when he is fully trained, will be like his teacher. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, Brother, let me take out the speck that is in your eye, when you yourself do not see the log that is in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the log out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to take out the speck that is in your brother's eye. This is a time for humility for us. There's so much about what's going on now that we don't know about. There's an awful lot that we think we understand about it that we're wrong. And then there's even more that we only kind of get the picture on. This is a time for us to confess our blindness and to reach out for God's hand to lead us. We really need God's leadership if we want to stay out of the ditch. And so I strongly encourage you, if you want to know where you're going, to take the Lord's hand. And if you ever want to lead another, if you want to give good counsel, to provide meaningful, lasting encouragement to somebody, then you're going to need to have the scales taken off your eyes, my eyes, so that we can see and be a blessing to others during this time. So take that charge tonight and take advantage again of the blessing of the Holy Spirit in accomplishing these things in our lives. And know that I love you, and I'm praying this for myself, for my family, for our church family, and for all of us. And so be encouraged by that and continue to work hard at this big project to grow closer to the Lord and to know and enjoy a more intimate and abiding relationship with Him through the Holy Spirit. Have a great night, and God bless you.